All right, everybody, this is your host, Ed Blair. This is the second half of the podcast, first episode. This guest right here, I got the legendary Big Rube from the Dungeon family. You might have heard him on some Cast albums, Goody Mob albums. You might have heard him in ATL. Dude right here is a spoken word genius. Also raps. A lot of people don't know that he got bars as well. We're going to tap in with Big Rube and see what's going on. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain. So
That's right.
I'm going to go ahead and just get right to it, man. I want to take it all the way back. So you started out with Society of Soul. The group had you, Rico Wade, Ray Murray, Sleepy Brown, Esperanza. You dropped Brainchild. You had 2 singles, Pushing and Embrace. What was it like forming Society of Soul, and what was the creating process like when y'all started that album?
Well, what it was when we was doing that Outkast album. Sleepy would a lot of times have like some words and mostly like melodies, and I was always good at putting words to his melodies. So he was like, "Yo, I got this idea for this group called Society of Soul." He was like, "Put you in the shit because you good at writing with me when I do the melodies." You know what I'm saying? And then we had an idea for Rico Organized Noise to actually be in the group. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then we was looking for a female lead because we had started recording. We was doing like songs. We had like female voices on them. We wanted a female lead to be in the group, so we had like an audition. Then once Esperanza walked in and sang, we was like, "Oh, we don't need to hear nobody else." You know what I'm saying? Like, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of got put together like that. But most of the feel of it came from working on that Outkast album.
Okay. And for
because as a matter of fact, if you look at the first Outkast album and you look on the jacket, and you'll see where it's a song called Funky Ride.
Yeah.
It says Funky Ride by Society of Soul. It doesn't even say by Outkast. That's a Society of Soul song.
Bad. That's what's up. And for a lot of people who don't know, the album that Rube talking about is Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, the very first album.
Yeah. Very first Outkast album.
All right. So what was it like being signed to Arista, and did you have any kind of relationship with Clive Davis?
Well, nah, because I really was signed to LaFace.
Okay.
So I had more of a relationship with L.A. Reid. But then it was kind of like really, you know what I'm saying? It was through Organized Noise, so it was mostly like most of my contact was with Organized, my boys and shit. But we would see LA, I would talk to LA, and we would see people from the office at LaFace. But as far as like the actual Arista thing, that was more of a sight unseen, like big conglomerate type shit. I don't know Clive like that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely understandable. Now, a lot of people who don't know who L.A. is, he talking about L.A. Reid. He was responsible for a lot of ATL legends that got signed to LaFace Records. So like TLC, Outkast. Was Goody Mob on LaFace?
Oh, yeah.
Goody Mob, Organized Noise. Everybody was pretty much signed to LaFace back in them days.
Yeah, well, Outkast, Goody Mob, and Society of Soul was definitely signed to LaFace.
Yep. And all right, so tapping in, before Brainchild dropped, there was a huge album that put the A on the map. We already talked about it. It won Best New Group at the 95 Source Awards. What was it like watching Outkast create that first album? And then also, what was your contributions to that album?
Well, it was kind of like that first Outkast album is really very much a Dungeon family album because everybody in the family had a lot of input. You know what I mean? Like, I produced a lot of the breaks on there, and I did like of course, the true that the spoken word piece right onto the real Death to the Fakers at the end that people know me for so well. And I wrote with me and Sleepy. That's what I'm saying. That Society of Soul came from me and Sleepy writing on the hooks. I wrote on hooks. I wrote on Players Ball, Southern Playalistic, Hootie Hoo. You know what I'm saying? Crumbling Herb, a few of the hooks.
That's what's up. And let's see, all if not most of the early recordings was done in the Dungeon. And for those who don't know about the Dungeon, can you tell us about that?
Well, mostly the beats was done in the Dungeon.
Okay.
But we didn't really record no vocals down there. We went to we recorded all the vocals at what is now Stankonia. You know what I'm saying? It used to be Boss Town when it was by Brown Studio. Okay. So we recorded at Boss Town. We recorded at Doppler. You know what I'm saying? We recorded a little something, probably at Tree Sound. We recorded some stuff at La Coco, which was which was L.A. Reid's personal studio at his house. So we recorded everything, and as far as vocals and stuff in the big studio. But they would always organize, produce most of the beats and stuff, and get all the pre-production and stuff done at the Dungeon.
That's what's up. All right, so you got the Dungeon Family First Generation. You got Outkast buzzing, then Society of Soul buzzing. Organized Noise doing their thing on production, not just in-house, but for others as well. Did you contribute to any production on any of the early projects? And were you a part of songwriting process?
Well, mostly I contributed to some of the writing on different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was writing for Pebbles at the time, back when Goody Miles was working on their record. And we had rented out Curtom, which was Curtis Mayfield's studio here in Atlanta.
Okay.
And we was using that for like an office/studio, so we did a lot of dropping on there too. And I wrote this hook, and Sleepy was like, I can use that on Pebbles. I'm like, for real? Because I was thinking it was gonna be Society Soul shit, but he was like, cool. And it's a song called Soul Replacement that we ended up using for Pebbles. And that was the first time I heard of Faith Evans. They brought Faith Evans in, and she wrote one of the verses, I think. And Marquez Etheridge, who wrote Waterfalls, he wrote on there. And I think my boy Brandon Bennett and Sleepy Brown wrote on there too.
That's what's up.
That joint got placed on Pebbles, which was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just basically, you know what I'm saying? It was like, at that point, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, this fam, whatever I could contribute, I contributed, as far as, especially back then, I wasn't really into production yet, but I was into writing strong, since a kid. So anything I could help for us writing, I want,
That's what's up. It's always cool to have a team effort and, be able to put egos to the side and contribute to multiple projects and,
and make that shit dope. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Because
that's what it's about. It's about, I just wanted to be dope. Like, I don't want none of our shit. I just wanted to be, a no-brainer. Like, these cats is killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
y'all wanted to be.
Because essentially, y'all was a collective. Even though, it wasn't in the name, y'all was a collective. So, like, when one shine, y'all all shine. So I definitely understand that.
Exactly.
So, did you attend the 95 Source Awards? And if so, what was it like seeing all the hard work that the Dungeon as a whole put in pay off on such a grand scale?
Oh, yeah, I went. That was a wild one, man. That was the one where Dre was like, so I got something to say, right? That was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. That shit was crazy, boy, because it was on some real, like, I wasn't even tripping on all the North-South shit because all that East-West beef they had going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm pretty sure y'all held y'all own.
Nah, I wasn't, it wasn't, yeah, of course we would, but we wasn't even, like I said, like my boy Rico said, we should just sit back and just watch, you know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't in that shit, but, it was just funny to see how they was doing it, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, how cats was throwing shade on the mic when they went on the stage at each other. But, it was just, I was just excited to be at a fucking a real Source Awards type joint, like that was, because, we read the Source, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the hip hop Bible at one point, you know what I'm saying? As far as magazines go, you know what I'm saying? That was like Rolling Stone or something, for hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then back then, that's when you wanted to bring your A game so you can get 5 mics in the magazine.
Right, so you can get up in that thing, you know what I'm saying? So going to the Source Awards at that time, going out of town and just being at an award show, just kind of seeing all these different artists that we love and we love to listen to, and cats that was coming up and cats that had already blew, like Snoop Dogg and all them, you know what I'm saying? It was just real cool, man, you know what I'm saying? Just getting, just kind of just soaking it up, you know what I'm saying? That was one of the first times, like since then I done been to different stuff, but like that was kind of like the first time I think that I went to some major shit like that, and it was just cool soaking that shit up, just being on, not looking at it on TV, you know what I'm saying? Actually being in the crowd, sitting in the seat, that was it.
I mean, I can only imagine what it was like to actually be there. You get to see like the East Coast, West Coast beef in person and all the shade being thrown. And then on top of that, like, Andre go up and then he like, the South got something to say and everybody like quiet and don't know what to respond with. But y'all
because what happened was they tried to boo when them niggas got, it was like, nigga, Y'all already fucked us and didn't give us 5 mics on this. Oh, got 5 mics the first time. You know what I'm saying? They came back and gave it to them later, but really they supposed to give them 5 mics on the rip. So it's like, y'all can't hate on that shit, man. You know what? If the motherfucker gave us 4.5 mics on our first album, and you know they didn't want to get it to them. So you know it's 5 if they gave them 4.5. You know what I'm saying? So at least a lot of people don't know that shit got 4.5 mics in the source, man. That's big, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
There's just being
from Atlanta, being from Atlanta, and they dropping. I ain't even mad at them because 4.5 ain't no, that ain't no hope. But it's like 4.5 mics, cats from Atlanta in the source, first debut album. Shit, that's hey, that right there let you know that the South got something to say. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all want to boo them folks when they get the award, man. They deserve an award. Nigga, you see them mics up there.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we got Goody Mob in the debut album Soul Food that dropped 3 months after that, where Andre 3000 made that statement, the South got something to say. Also, were you a part of the creating process for Soul Food, and did you get to meet Curtis Mayfield personally?
I didn't meet Curtis personally, but and as far as the Soul Food, I was there. Actually, I was gonna put some spoken word on that joint, but they didn't really need me to because CeeLo was kind of like in that vein a little bit too.
Right.
And and we didn't really have to do that. But them cats, see, like Goody Mob had so many songs, man. They really did about 30 songs for that first album. They just only used about it might have been 12 or 13 of them, maybe. I can't remember how many it was. But they did about 30 joints. So it's about 10 joints niggas ain't never heard.
I was just gonna ask you.
That's supposed to have been on that first joint.
So okay, so them 10 joints that you spoke of, did they ever put songs sporadically out on the different albums, or are they just still in the vault?
Well, that one joint that's kind of like it's just like a hook. Where CeeLo be like, it's a shame when niggas gonna realize we the same, that we all blood.
Yeah,
that actually was a whole song with verses.
Man.
And they got one called Hold On. You know what I'm saying? That shit was ill. It's a few joints that's not on the record that they had that was ill, and I can't remember if they used anything from that particular batch on the second album or not. I don't want to say they did and they didn't know what they did and they did. I don't remember, but know that whenever you hear us put records out, most of the time it's a lot more songs that's not on that record.
Understand?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with Outkast, like West Savannah. West Savannah was actually done for the first Outkast album. It just didn't go on there.
Right.
On another one. You know what I'm saying? Same thing happened with Spaghetti Junction was done for I think the second album. It didn't go on the second album, something like that. So a lot of times we have we do more songs than we need, and then we go through and kind of pick and chop it down.
So that show you that they was ahead of their time, because when you listen to that Stink On Ya album and you hear Spaghetti Junction, it sounds so futuristic. So if that would have came out on the second album,
yeah,
man.
And I wrote a few words on that. Me and Big Boy.
Okay, that's what's
on
up.
On that hook. I wrote a little piece of that hook.
See, Quiet is Kept, because I got you on both my albums, The Understudy and Zoomatic, right? Zoomatic actually were songs that I was originally gonna put on The Understudy, and it didn't make the cut. So I totally understand where y'all come from.
You totally understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hey man, I listened to that Crabs in the Barrel the other day. I ain't right there, boy.
Hey, that's one of my favorites. You snapped on both. You snapped on Dark Skies.
Yeah, I like both of them. The Dark Skies was ill too. Dark Skies was like coming at you like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is just, that shit was just, but the wordplay on that Crabs in the Barrel was on some real hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's what I was aiming for. And what's crazy though, there's disc jockeys over here in Michigan that want that clean version of Dark Skies, and I thought that wouldn't be a song that they would want to play on the air.
Right.
But that just go to show you that, real hip hop is still appreciated, and you can continue to be yourself and still get some airplay out here. You just got to be.
That shit's like nicknames. You can't never pick your own.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You try to pick your own nickname, it don't stick. Somebody else has to name it. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the one to stick.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, we're gonna definitely get some more work in. I look forward to it. But
most definitely, man. So anytime, I got you.
Appreciate you, man. So at this time, you and the entire Dungeon family are a hot commodity. Everybody want parts of the collective. You appeared on the Red Hot Organization album, It's called America is Dying Slowly, which was created to raise awareness about AIDS in the African American society. Was that the start that kicked off your solo career?
No, really. To be honest with you, I always was gonna, be a solo MC or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm one of the founding members of DF, so it's like, that was my whole idea. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some music. Spoken word thing kind of came about really by chance. You know what I'm saying? Just because I run my mouth so much, and they always doing beats. And you be like, oh, check this out. I read this shit the other day. Oh, you see this shit? Boom, boom, bam. I break it down. You crack it, da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? So one day Rico was like, yo, where you be breaking shit down? That shit sounds smooth with the beat going. Like, you gotta do that shit on iHeart where you just like talk over a beat, break some shit down. You know what I'm saying? So it was an idea that we really was supposed to kind of been a one-off. Mm-hmm. But it did not end up being a one-off.
So, yeah, man, because
it's more like a million off.
Not many could say, like, in our hip hop genre, they were first to do the spoken word thing on the album. I mean, we got KRS-One, but I wouldn't consider him to be like a spoken word type deal. I would definitely say you was the first to put poetry in motion on the album for sure, and you definitely said that.
And like, I don't know, don't hold me to this, you know what I'm saying? But if you counted all of my features as far as like independent artists and everything, I don't think nobody got more features than me on other niggas' records, man.
I don't doubt it, man. Because not only
because I literally got hundreds, hundreds of features. So unless there's another artist out there that's on more than a couple of hundred other cats' albums, then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like a couple of hundred.
Because you not only do you work with the mainstream artists, but you work with the unsigned and independent as well.
Right.
I mean, if you count
those cats, if you count those, man, you know what I'm saying? I got to be the most featured artist because I don't think nobody done did like 200 features.
No.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
but I know I have. You know what I'm saying?
You and Lil Wayne.
I got most of them on the computer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me and Lil Wayne probably the most featured artists in hip hop.
You got receipts, so as long as you got receipts, anybody want to
I showed nigga my Pro Tools folder, boy. I did it one day. I told her, I said, she need 400 folders. And most of those is features. You feel me?
Yeah, man. That just go to show that you celebrated within the hip hop genre. Now, you spoke on some poetry and stuff like that. You had 2 Def Poetry Jam appearances. One where you kicked one of my favorites, Alphabet Acrobat, and Keep It 1000. What was taping those episodes like, and what was the reception like afterwards? And then also, did you make any more TV appearances after that?
Well, actually, I was only on Def Poetry once.
Okay, so it was once.
I did Alphabet Acrobat, but it was funny because I did this other joint called The Innocent. Mm. And I guess niggas weren't really ready for that at the time, but really what it was they said for safety on you supposed to do, because I didn't know, because I didn't audition for Def Poetry Jam, which the production guy said that was weird because everybody had auditioned. I said, they called me, but when I went in there, I had this one that I was gonna do. I did it. They was like, we need you to do another one. I said, I ain't really got one prepared, so I looked at my book like, let me see what I got that I can remember. And then I had the Alphabet Acrobat shit in there, but I didn't never have no name for it. I just did it, but I never could come up with a name for the shit. So you'll see like I'm kind of winded a little bit right before Alphabet Acrobat because I just did one. Mm-hmm. But they didn't use that on the main. They said they maybe use it on DVD, whatever. But cats was scared of that one. So when I did the Alphabet Acrobat one, at the moment when you saw me say this one is called, and I paused a little bit and I said Alphabet Acrobat, that's when I made that up. I made up the name of that shit right then. Like when I said it, that was my first time ever coming up with a name for it.
That's what's up, man.
I was just under pressure, just had to come up with a title for that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But I was backstage before that, trying to memorize it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was in my rhyme book.
Yeah. See, nobody would have ever guessed that was all like freestyle, like that you just dropped that and came up with that on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, well, the joint wasn't freestyle, but it was in my book. But I didn't really know it. I had to sit back there and study it. Right. And then, but I had never. Because see, when I wrote Alphabet Acrobat, I just wanted to see if I could alliterate the entire ABCs each line. Like, it's 26 bars. You know what I'm saying? A through Z for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
And the fact you did it with spoken word is like dope. Like Papoose did it rapping. It's like cool. Not to knock Papoose, but to do it, using poetry, that's like a whole different level of the game right there.
And believe it or not, that shit had been in my book. That shit was like 8 years old then.
See, so you was again.
It's just because I was like, what can I? Yeah, I was like, what can I? And then, I know that they was like, did some shit we can market. Because the first shit, you know what I'm saying, it was kind of like, they was like, man, like, we was in New York and niggas was like,
they didn't quite.
New York niggas, nah, they got it. But it was like New York niggas was like, what did they say this nigga was from? Like, this nigga just dropped some shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, New York niggas, if you get some respect from New York niggas on stage, on a microphone, that's big back then, especially, back then, that was big. To not be from New York and get some, and cats really like listen to you.
Yeah.
They was just like stuck, like, damn, this nigga just dropped some ill shit. So it was like,
it was like foreign to them.
Yeah, but they liked it. But it was just that I think it caught them by surprise, you know what I'm saying? So when I dropped the Alphabet Acrobat, they was ready. They knew I had a little something by then, because that was the second joint, because I did it right behind each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the way that they cut it in seemed like that's all I did. But I had just did one. So if you ever go back and look at that, you'll see that I got a little wind on me because I just did one. And then you'll see that I paused. I'm like, this one called Alphabet Acrobat, you know what I'm saying? I just made up the name, right?
That's what's up, man. So now we got Cool Breeze dropping the album East Point's greatest hit, and before that,
right.
Witch Doctor dropped a SWAT Ritual Healing, and then you got AT Aliens by Outkast before that, and Still Standing by Goody Mob. So everybody on fire, doing their thing, bringing their A game. How were y'all able to keep it together after becoming stars in your own rights and having so much press and high demand at the time?
Well, I mean, a lot of that stuff is like anything else, but we just kind of I think we shielded ourselves from a lot of that by putting certain things into place. Like Rico was mostly the front man that kind of dealt with most of that corporate type, all that,
yeah,
all that red tape shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of just dealt with the music. We just get a dungeon like, yo, man, put the beat in there and get on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I can't speak for nobody else, but I'm the type of cat. I don't be knowing what be going on with niggas. Like you say, you ask me, what was that shit that happened with CeeLo? What was that shit that happened? Man, I don't know what you're talking about. Man, I don't pay attention to other niggas' business like that. Like, you don't have to put it in my face. I'm not gonna know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just, I just don't, that's just how I was raised. Mind your own goddamn business, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when it come down to all that stuff, and then as far as stuff that people say about people, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never really had nobody. I ain't never been, I guess, famous enough for niggas to really have no rumors about me too. So, but, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really be caring about that shit, man. I just be wanting to make some dope music. I've been rhyming since I was 12, you know what I'm saying? That's 36 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been straight up rapping. And seriously since I was 15. So you're talking about 33 years, seriously, for real, talking about being an MC. And it's like, man, I don't, can't nobody deter me from this shit. I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying? If niggas is either gonna be down or they ain't gonna be down, that don't stop my train, though. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I totally could relate. It's been a good 10 years now. I hit my 10-year mark as an MC just recently. And, I started out in a group and everything. And then after that, we kind of went our own way. But, and then it came back tenfold. But still, I totally get where you coming from with that. Just
that stuff happens. That's just part of the evolution,
Yeah.
It's just like, hell, you got brothers and sisters and shit, but they still your brothers and sisters, but then when y'all get grown, you move on, you might get married, move out, have your own family, whatever, but it's like, that don't mean that y'all ain't fam. It's just, we might let's not be seeing each other or doing a song together every 5 seconds, but that don't mean cats ain't fam, you know what I'm saying? It just means that they're growing in their own right, in their own craft, you know what I'm saying, and got other ideas that they want to express, individually. But that don't mean you still won't come together as a family and do the fam thing.
Absolutely, man. Now, watch for the hook drops, and it got you starting it off. You definitely did your thing. You was sparring on that bitch in the beginning. I give you that. Mm-hmm. Did you go in after already hearing everybody else's verses on it? And did you think the single would take off the way it did?
I can't remember if everybody was on there. I think majority of everybody was on there.
Okay.
I don't know if all the verses was on there, but some of the verses on there. But really, I was sitting right there. I heard Rico do the beat. I was sitting right there when he was doing the motherfucker. So I heard the beat off the rip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it was like, yo, we're gonna put you on the beginning. So I just wrote a little, I think it was like a little 8-bar for it or whatever. So
yeah,
all of us was on there, so we had to write little short ones. But everybody, that's 13 motherfuckers on there. So you know what I'm saying? So, but that beat was just so fucking hard. But I heard him. I literally was sitting there when he was programming that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I heard that from conception. So I already knew how I would attack that if I got on.
That's what's up. Because what I was thinking, which is why I asked, but what I was thinking like you set the tone for everybody's verse, and I'm like, all right, so he came like that on a blank track.
Yeah, I think different cats might have heard it and then came and put different parts on at different times. For the most part, I think CeeLo and Cujo might have been there at the same time. I can't really recall exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be on here lying. But I don't think I went first and wasn't nobody on there. I don't think it was like that. I think it was some cats on there, and then I think they ended up putting me on the beginning. But I don't know if the song was always finished or not. I think maybe Dre verse wasn't on there. Something like that. I don't know. You know, so I don't have me on your line. I can't remember.
Well,
I just like, I can get on, cool.
Now, just for inquiring minds, who would you say had the best verse on there?
It's hard to say because it was so short. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to. It's hard to say, man. I like that nigga Wish Doctor verse on there, though.
Yeah,
but it's hard. It's kind of hard to say. That whole shit that's one of them ones where it's real hard to just like give anybody the best verse because it's kind of like playing off each other the way they played off each other. It's like everybody versus in the right spot and it was dead ass on time for where it was.
I agree.
But you know what I'm saying? I say definitely. I say my three favorite verses off of that song is my verse, Dre verse, and Wish Doctor verse.
Okay.
I say that and then Gil. I say that.
From a rapping standpoint, I agree with you.
Yeah, just from
energy
a rapping
standpoint, though, I like Cujo and Timo.
Right. But I'm just saying, just from a verse, just on just a verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause this nigga, who the fuck comes in like that? I fly through the night, like.
But it was on point though. Like everybody was.
But then Dre, you know what I'm saying? Give me a number 2 pencil, cause the shit was ill. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, like everybody showed up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say it's kind of hard to call that one. You know, cause niggas was just busting. You know what I'm saying? Cool Breeze bust on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So really everybody bust, man. I can't really call it on that one. See, I hate that question because it's hard sometimes. Sometimes it's a clear and cut. Okay, well, yeah, that nigga had the bet. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's like, this was a battle royal. This like one of them ones that have to go to the judges. Like, it was no knockout on that motherfucker.
Now,
you know what I'm saying? That's you got to hold up the card. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And I would say that song right there could be why nobody ever tried to diss y'all or test y'all because they already knew y'all shutting camps, y'all shutting everybody down.
Yeah, they was like, damn, all 13 of them motherfuckers. We might not want to diss them.
No.
It's like all of them motherfuckers go in.
Facts. Now we got World Party and Stink on you. Sleepy Steam was a little bit before that. Then boom, everybody came together to create Even in Darkness. Did y'all take it back to the days where y'all was creating in the dungeon day and night to get that album done?
Pretty much. It was like with that Even in Darkness, man. It's like we come in, Rico, Ray, Sleepy, they got beats. Little cats to jump on them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the song will start forming. And we can't do it like Why for the Hood. All 13 of them can't be on every song. So it's kind of like me, like Doc had jumped on that What Is Rap. And I jumped on that and it was like, well, y'all got that shit. You know what I'm saying? Excalibur, I came in the studio, Gip had laid a verse. I came in, laid my verse behind him. He went back and did his verse over. I came back the next day. It was like, and Cujo and all them had did their verse. So like I just walked in, but see, I wasn't necessarily supposed to be on that song or not supposed to be on that song. I was like, damn, that shit dope. I said, that's for DF album? Like, yeah, I went and I made it, and I said, hey, man, record this shit. He said, wait for Rico. I said, nigga, record this shit. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? Like, record this shit. You know what I'm saying? I went in there and dropped my shit. And I came out, niggas was like, oh shit, that shit ill, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I was like, nigga, don't be telling me to wait on nobody, nigga. If I say hit record, Fuck wrong with you.
Facts, man. You know what I'm don't kill the inspiration.
I ain't waiting on nobody, nigga. If nigga don't like it, they can mute it. But I guarantee you this shit don't get muted because I got a verse for your ass right now. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how it should be.
Because I'm inspired, like that sound, like Rico got a certain style, like where he'll program. I used to be like, it's a medieval sound almost, like And then that bass, like he had that just relentless ass goddamn 808 just because Excalibur tear your shit up, man. That Excalibur fuck your trunk up. Like that shit is just, I'm talking about the whole time. I'm talking about that shit will fuck your system up if it ain't ready.
Now, with like organized noise beats compared to like hip hop beats today, you definitely could tell like the heart and soul was put behind it.
Yeah, them niggas had beats. For number one, there was some drums in there. Number two, I put you like this. This is gonna speak to that right here. I done seen Rico do a recall mix in the studio, and you know what that shit cost back then on the SSL with the fucking board with an engineer. You know that cost,
right?
Just because he didn't like the kick drum. He like, nah, the kick drum don't sound right. You need to recall the whole mix. Let's fix the kick drum. A lot of niggas would have been like, fuck it.
It is.
Nah, I'm gonna spend $5,000 to fix a kick drum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but that's called loving your craft. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. I'm the same way. Like if I be like, nah, I don't like the way that lyric came out. Y'all need to let me back in there and fix that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man. That's why it take me so long.
I don't like for that. I don't want no shit to come out that I don't like. That's why if I don't like it, I'm gonna fix it right there. I tell them, and they used to be like, nah, we'll keep that one for safety. I'm like, no, nigga, erase that shit. Because I know how it go. Because they'll say we're gonna keep that one, you can let another one. No, I'm not giving you 5 of the same thing. I don't do that shit because niggas will motherfucking pick the one that you don't want to use. I say erase every fucking thing except this one. The one that I end up liking, erase them shits, man. Because if you don't, you'll leave, come back and nigga be able to use the wrong one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then they be talking about, we mastering now. Nah, hell no, that ain't the one.
I'm already shrink-wrapped and packaged.
So I learned a long time ago, give them the one that you want them to use. Don't give them no extra shit because they will fuck around and use the one that you don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Plus, I believe in I believe in recording it like you're gonna perform it. So sometimes it's like when you do all that extra shit, it just make it difficult to perform it. If that makes sense.
Right, but not even just that. I'm saying engineers will want to keep. They'll mute. They'll say we'll mute it and keep it just in case you can't get that same performance. No, nigga, erase that shit. record this one over that one. Like I don't want you to be able to. I don't want it to be like other ones that's muted because see they might come back, pull that session up later and be like, what's this right here? Unmute it and start unmuting shit and be like, use that one. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga who laid his verse, that's who tell you which verse to use. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck all that.
Exactly. So now we got Slim Calhoun and Backbone dropped their albums. You got The Skinny and Concrete Law. What was that time period like for the Dungeon family as a whole? And then was that around the time Rico ended the deal with Interscope?
I'm not sure if that was around the time when it ended, but I know around the time when Back was doing his shit, I think the Interscope deal was in place.
Okay.
I don't know if it ended right then or not. I can't call that. I can't say when that date exactly was, but that Concrete Law was tight though. But Backbone was rapping his ass off. He had been rapping his ass off. Backbone had been around. He was just time to do his record. He got his deal, but that shit was tight. You know, niggas was getting some recognition as Dungeon family, and it was tight doing his video too. We had the West End Mall. It's a little mall. I don't know if you're familiar with West End Mall in Atlanta, but it's like a mall, like right in the Swats in our hood, and like the Black Mall where you go see the Black Santa Claus and shit. And we had a martyr bus out there, you know what I'm saying? The fucking, the city bus. And he was standing on top of that motherfucker rapping. So that was some hard shit. I was like, damn, we got a martyr bus out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, that's the five. What's that song?
It's 5 Deuce for a Tray.
5 Deuce for a Tray. Yeah, I remember that video. I seen that.
Yeah, that shit was fun doing that, man. You know, it got to the point where we were still having a lot of fun doing it. You know what I mean? It was business, and you still had to handle business. But my thing was like, as long as you got to still have fun, because this shit is fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, we doing it because we love it. You know what I'm saying? And got to be some fun and love. You love some shit when you having no fun. You know what I'm saying? I can't love shit I ain't having no fun doing. You know what I'm saying? So if a motherfucker don't love this shit, if he don't really feel this shit, this ain't what you need to be. I don't think anything. You should be doing anything. If you sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta do something what you gotta do, to make money. That's our society.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people got jobs that I quote unquote say that they hate, or they really are. They're stressing them out and all this kind of shit. Like people be like, "Damn, nigga, you 48 years old, you don't look." I said, "Cuz I ain't stressed out." You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I posted about that earlier today.
I'm the king of fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know, I don't give a fuck about the shit. There ain't nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But not that I don't care, but it's like I'm not gonna. What am I gonna do? Like have an aneurysm because of shit that I can't control? You know, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the music, man, I love this shit just as much, if not more, than I ever did. Like, I couldn't see myself doing nothing else. I know how to do other shit, but it's like, really, you know, this is just what I love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could have went into art, graphic design. Hell, I could have went into science, physics or something. But really, I like this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is just what I love to do. I love to take words and just build like a fucking whole universe inside a big mind with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely do that. So now L.A. Reid gave everyone a big break. Once things became a huge success for everybody, and you had to leave LaFace and go to Interscope, what would you say the difference between the two labels were? And then what was the difference between the staff you had to deal with between the two labels?
Well, see, I don't know, because I was never really signed to Interscope.
Okay.
Because I was just unsigned at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to sign to Organized Noise Records on Interscope, but before that happened, you know what I'm saying? They dissolved that deal. But I don't really know none of the staff. The only person, like, when we got on Interscope, I met Bubba Sparks. This motherfucker that I met is the only like key cat that I ended up meeting that I didn't already know. Us fucking around with Interscope. And we became real good buddies. You know, Bubba Sparks, we hung together on a daily basis while we were working on his record and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was real cool, and we got to know each other real cool, and we worked together real close.
Was that around the time Bubba Sparks dropped his first album?
Yeah. Okay. When he had that Back in the Mud Again and all that shit?
Yeah.
Excuse me. That was, what name of the album? Deliverance?
He underrated, man. He go hard, too.
I opened Deliverance up.
That's what's up, man. I feel like anytime you open an album,
the first track on Deliverance is me opening the thing up.
Like, anytime you open an album, I just automatically know that shit gonna be dope.
I think that joint is called Not Yet Free or something like that.
Definitely, I'm gonna go look that up, listeners and
viewers
man, can too.
Yeah. I was like, I listened to it one day. I said, damn, Bubba caught him one day, and I was on one that day. That was when I had started really like accepting the spoken word moniker. It's like, fuck it, I'm just to see. At first, I was like, man, I ain't really, you know, y'all need to make me up here this last poet bullshit. He's like, nah. Like, all right. So I said, if I got to do this shit, like y'all constantly want me to do this shit, which is lyrics, so I don't mind. But in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna still find a way to get my MC Jones off. So, you know, it's like, what I did was. Is made a hybrid of like a rap type of style, and spoken word style, and then I don't really have no certain style. See, to me, it's like when I hear different beats, I don't care what the beat is, I figure out a flow for it or whatever, or a cadence to it, or if I'm doing acapella or whatever. But it's like I don't have a style. I just want that shit to be dope. So have whatever sound dope, whatever make it dope. You know, that's what it's gonna come out to be. So it's like, but as far as if you say I had any style, it would have to be a hybrid of what most people would consider a traditional spoken word style and a traditional rap style. I try to take that concept and make a hybrid of the way that MC would attack something and the way that a spoken word person would attack something. And it's kind of it's like, is this motherfucker rapping or is he talking? You're like, yeah.
Now I will say on the rap tip, my favorite verse from you rapping would have to be that intro you did on Age Against the Machine for Goody Mob. Like when you was rapping on that shit, like I remember I actually played it for my
I ain't even rapping then. That's spoken word. See, that's what I'm saying. People can't tell.
No, you can't.
That's what I mean by hybrid. You see what I'm saying?
But I played it for
that's spoken word. That ain't even a rap.
I had record when I was getting ready to send you Crabs in the Barrel. I had played you rapping to my boy Zach Bowden, and then he didn't know that was you rapping. And then he was like, I don't think I would want that smoke with him either. I was like, he was like, I don't remember how the conversation came up.
Like a lot of people don't realize on Dungeon Family album, I didn't do no spoken word. I just dropped rap verses.
Yeah, man. But that
on 6 minutes rap verse. What is rap? That's a rap verse. Excalibur, that's a rap verse. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Rolling, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't put no spoken word on the Dungeon Family album. Just strictly rap shit.
crazy.
I was like, I ain't doing no spoken word on this shit, bro.
I was listening to that earlier today, and then it just brought back memories for me.
The cats don't even be know. They be like, damn, that's right. You didn't do no poetry. I be like, exactly, nigga. Like, I was like, y'all don't know the difference no way. So just let me drop this shit, and it's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. So, y'all had a reunion tour. Everybody got their roses while they could smell them. How did it feel to hit the road with the family again? And is it possible to get another Dungeon Family album from all of y'all?
Oh, well, it felt great, and we actually were planning on doing one after that. I don't know where we at with that right now. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's we closer to it now than probably ever because, like you say, Goody Mob, they snapping. You know what I'm saying? Cats is that shit gonna drop. Niggas gonna be, you know, that feeling gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to do another album, do a tour. You know what I'm saying? I'd be down. Like I say, man, I love this shit. So if the niggas, we could do 10 more Dungeon Family albums, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? But what the cats don't really realize is most of our records is Dungeon Family records. They just don't say it on the cover. You know what I'm saying? Like it be team efforts. You know what I'm saying? Like even with EJ the Witch Doctor with the Swahili Ritual on Every Day is a Holiday, which was actually a single for the soundtrack of the movie Bulworth. When he said the Dungeon Family on the beginning of that, that's the first time that the Dungeon Family was actually uttered on wax. That's phrase, crazy, the Dungeon Family. He was the one who kind of came up with that name for us. Cause we sit around and be like, man, cause we was calling it the Dungeon. We weren't really calling ourselves Dungeon Family as a name. He was like, man, you know, we ain't like no crew. We like a family. You know what I'm saying? This is the Dungeon Family. You know what I'm saying? So he kept saying that shit. So we started calling ourselves Dungeon Family. But when he did that Every Day is a Holiday, he actually said, he was like, the Dungeon Family. That's the first time that was ever said on wax right there. So that pretty much put the...
That solidified it.
That solidified it. And after that, we did.
So it ain't many artists in this game that don't know who you are. And it ain't too many that don't got big features from you. A lot of people forget that you could spit, so we address that because your spoken word game is so lit. Can we expect a album out of you in the near future?
Oh yeah, most definitely, brother. Most definitely. You're gonna get it. I got a collab album. Like I say, it's R&R Legends with me and Esperanza. It's Ronnie and Rube Legends. It's me and Ronnie, excuse me, and who was the lead singer, female singer from Society of Soul. And what we do is we got a lot of features from people who we consider to be legends, whether they got big success in the industry or not. Mm-hmm. Motherfuckers that we like and the shit that we like, the songs that we like, the way that we like to do them, doing a collective album like that. And then, of course, we got the big Rube joint. I want to put out a poetry joint that's going to come in conjunction with a book. And like when you go in the bookstore or whatever, order the book, you still get the CD. When you order the CD, you still get the book either way. So you get both demographics. Okay. But the book is going to have more poems in it than will be on the disc. But the ones that are on the disc will also be in the book. You be able to, like, kind of, you know what I'm saying, read along with that shit or whatever. Kind of, and then I want to have it where in the book, I'll probably have like different little footnotes or whatever up under that shit telling you about, you know, explaining like what I'm kind of meaning by this shit or how I came up with that or, you know, whatever. Because cats always wonder, like, we made him, you know, boom, boom, boom. And then I'm going to do a straight up rap album too.
That'd be cold. You could package it and put it together like the God Box.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah.
That'd be hard.
So it's gonna be some shit. Me and Rico and Ray and Sleepy gonna come together and finalize everything. It's some shit that I've been producing myself. The R&R Legends, I've been doing that pretty much myself. Me and Esperanza, but my rap album, I definitely want it. And then spoken word album probably have some of my features on it too. So I may take the one that I did on your shit and it may be in the book. You see what I'm saying? So so it'd be a lot of features in there too. But the rap album, you know what I'm saying, I definitely want to be majority at least produced by Organized Noise. I just wanted to be that first energy we had. I wanted to be Big Rube rapping and Rico, Sleepy, and Ray dropping beats on that motherfucker.
Hell yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. Now, you were celebrated by GQ Magazine with The Survivors, and also you appeared on ATL, The Untold Story of Atlanta's Rise in the rap game. Also, you had some spoken word in the movie ATL, and also was celebrated in Art of Organized Noise on Netflix. Do you feel you get the respect you deserve today?
Yeah, I got plenty of respect. I wish I had more money as I did respect. Shit, nigga.
That's real shit.
If I had, you know what I'm saying, like, and no bullshit though, because I got into this game because I wanted to be one of the best. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's been my main goal is to be best. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me, that's what like back in the day, the days of real MCing and battle rapping shit. It was about being the best. It wasn't about money, cars, none of that shit. And so the respect. I appreciate like people walk up. There's no price tag. People walk up to me and be like, "Yo, man, I heard your shit and it kept me from doing some dumbass shit one day. Nigga would have went to jail. Man, listening to y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? I finished school or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Positive type things that you can't put a price tag on. That people come up and say to you in the streets. And this is like happened to me like time upon time again. You know what I'm saying? There's no amount of money that can replace the feeling you get when people say that. So I definitely appreciate all the respect and love and acceptance that I done got. East Coast, West Coast, North, South, overseas, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody fuck with a nigga. Like I say, if I had as much money as I did respect, I'd be on some Bill Gates shit in this motherfucker. So I definitely, to answer your question, feel like I definitely get the respect, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up,
I don't
man.
know if it's more respect than I deserve or less respect than I deserve, but I appreciate it because I definitely get a lot of it.
Yeah, and that's important, especially when, you know, for artistry, because you want to feel like it's appreciated whenever you create something dope. I'm just now getting to a point where, like, people start to respect what I've done and what I'm still doing. And it's new to me because it wasn't something I always had. But it definitely made me feel good when people come up to me or they know who I am and I may not know them. And then they share stories with me and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dang, I ain't know. I
got this joint. I got this joint. The sample says it's singing. It said music is all we got, but it's really all for you. You know what I'm saying? So you think about it like as artists, our artists are all we really got, and we really doing it to give it away. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about that, you know what I'm saying. You definitely when it's understood and when it's kind of appreciated, or when people have acceptance of it, or it affects people in a positive way, or hits society the way you want it to, that's definitely always a great feeling in your heart because that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? I guess whenever you labor to do something, when it does the job it's supposed to do, or that you want it to do, then you can't help but be proud of that.
Facts. So you work with many legends. It's hard to keep count. But you also work with a lot of new cats as well, through the likes of, Future. Y'all know him as Meathead from Second Generation of Dungeon Family. Offset, Rhapsody. So this generation, my generation, got a good taste of what you bring to the table. Would you say that the future of hip-hop is in good hands, and is there anybody you want us to look out for?
No, yeah, most definitely. Future of hip-hop is in good hands, man. It's a myth that rap is fucked up and all of that shit. It's been whack niggas and shit since the day it started. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna never change. No, you gotta have whack so you can have dope. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, a lot of it's the same problem that's been being. A lot of the cats that's really making great music out here and making poignant stuff aren't necessarily being pushed to the forefront. But that's just that bottom line shit. What makes money is gonna get sold. And eventually, fans are fickle, so that shit circles around. Cats get tired of hearing one thing, they want to hear something else. You know what I'm saying? So, I'd say to anybody out here that's doing music, that's doing anything, don't let nobody discourage you. Keep pushing forward, and you'll get yours. You know what I'm saying? You'll get your time. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So I do see you as a true philosopher. I enjoy how outspoken you are. What's your take about all the police brutality and murders at the hands of police? And then also, how did you feel about the way the police were responding to all the peaceful protests around the world as they were responding in such violent ways and, screaming Blue Lives Matter, and the fact that they were bullying peaceful protesters?
Well, it's kind of like police are people. So, we a lot of times we mistake systems, people for the system that they represent. In other words, when somebody's saying Black Lives Matter, that's not some type of saying that non-Black lives don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a person may take it that way, because they got emotions and shit, and emotions get high and spark. Then see, the police start doing shit, and this guy was a police officer, but that don't mean the police. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's a system that's put in place in the way that they're trained, in the way that they're kind of directed to do things. Mm-hmm. Even if they're not told straight out, they're being directed to behave that way.
Right.
From up top. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then let's just be honest right here with no icing on the cake. The police, there was no such thing. Show me a such thing as a police before slavery ended. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no police. Police is a force that was put in place to regulate black people after they were so-called free from slavery. Period. That's why they patrol our neighborhood. They don't patrol. You don't go to the rich neighborhood, and the police don't patrol that shit. They come when you call them. Mm-hmm. They don't ride around in front of mansions and shit and shine lights in them folks' yard. They don't do that. They do that shit when you call them. You know what I'm saying? And then it says a high crime area, whatever, man. But my point is, the police officers are just simply overseers. They took the overseers and made them into police officers instead of the overseers. They put that to make sure niggas don't get out of control since they let niggas go. It's point blank simple. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. You know what I'm saying? That it was put together to control, keep a motherfucker in line, keep motherfuckers from not, getting too big for his britches, so to speak. And that's what they do. They doing the job they were put in place to do. You know what I'm saying? And they can say protect and serve, but that's a bunch of bullshit. If you really put that to protect and serve, you wouldn't be putting your foot on the little girl's neck when she tried to go swimming. You wouldn't be fucking, you know what I'm saying, beating motherfuckers with billy clubs, and they like, man, I ain't doing nothing. It's like this video on there where the dude was like, gun. He's like, what gun, man? My hand's out the window. I ain't got no fucking gun. He's like, your boy trying to shoot me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm recording. So then everybody started coming with all that bullshit. But if that man wouldn't have had his camera on, you know what I mean? But he would fuck around and make his homeboy shoot it. He got a gun, man, no fucking gun. He was recording the whole time. He's like, man, I'm on Facebook Live, I ain't got no gun. Both my hands out the window like this. Where you see a gun? You know what I'm saying?
I seen that.
So he showed right there. I motherfucker, that's that motherfucker. That don't mean that every police got to act like that, because I've known police, I have in my family, you know what I'm saying, and I've known them personally, and they don't all act that way. You know what I'm saying? But it's like anything else. It's like a riot mentality. Everybody doesn't know riots and shit don't normally act that way. You know what I'm saying? But you get a motherfucker souped up, hyped up in certain situations, and adrenaline get to flowing and all kind of shit like that. And a motherfucker's forced to choose sides. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker with the same blue uniform aren't going to choose their side.
Facts.
You know, because they've been indoctrinated in a way. It's just like motherfuckers with suicide bombs and shit. That's an indoctrination process. It's just like, you know, it's like you can be friends with white people your whole life. If some shit broke out and it's just straight white, black, you know how this shit's gonna start being. So it's like instead of categorizing separation, which is what we're doing, is alienating each other. Instead of it's mankind, not different kinds of man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So see, we all human.
Facts.
There ain't no different races. It's one race, human. You know what I'm saying? The human being is the most closely related, genetically than any other species. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can take a chimp from this side of Africa and a chimp from that side of Africa. And you can take a man from Atlanta and a man from Mongolia. The man from Atlanta and Mongolia is way more closely related than the chimps from the same continent.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Human beings come from one bloodline. I don't give a fuck what color you is. So we all blood relatives. So we just gotta leave that other shit alone.
Fact.
You see what I'm saying? It's like country music. Motherfuckers say, I don't like country music. So you done heard every country song. Every single one of them. I guarantee you it's a country song you'll like. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But see, when they label stuff, it's not to... See, this is the trick. It's like a magician trick. One hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, we need to label it so we can categorize and all that, but it's really to alienate or to leave people out. So a motherfucker can say, oh, I don't like country music, I don't like this, I don't like that. What you mean, man? You ain't heard every, give all that shit a chance. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not country music that don't sound good. It just might be a song you done heard. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because by that same logic, I don't like no music, man, because all of it got some bullshit in it.
Absolutely.
So, but I know I like music, so I'm sure that there's something in every genre of music that would sound good to my ears. I listen to all kind of stuff. But what we have to say is, it's not that I don't like black people, I don't like white people, I don't like police. You know what I'm saying? What we got to do is get rid of the ignorance that kind of is being fed by the labels. You know what I'm saying? The label is there so you can identify and understand and quantify, but what we have to do is not associate ignorantly when we hear certain things. Like, we hear Caucasian or white man, we hear black dude or nigga, we hear police or 12 or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? We can't automatically just say that motherfucker is bad or that motherfucker is good because he is that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like people kill me when they say, oh, buddy Muslim, he be doing this, he be doing that. I be like, you Christian, then you be doing it. What are you talking about? Just because that man was born Muslim don't mean he perfect. You know what I'm saying? Just because that man was born Christian, just because that man, we all human, we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We all got good, we all got bad, but when we box it, it's that box that we put each other in that we can't get out of. You know what I'm saying? It's all in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because we all men. You know what I'm saying? We all men and women, and we all put here on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't going no motherfucking well. So we can either die or live. Simple as that.
Facts. Now, David Banner is one of the people I look up to heavily. When you two came together, it was definitely magical for me, as I look up to you the same as I do him. What was it like working with Banner, and what's some of the types of wisdom he left you with?
Oh, Banner cool, man. He cool as hell, man. He type cat that'll just call you and be like, what's up, man? Just call and see if you know what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? Like just checking to see if he was alive. And he told me a couple of things. He told me, he was like, man, you know, I had got to the point where I was fucking up a lot of money and da-da-da. He was like, this is what I do. He showed me like shit, tricks he got for like, he's like, everything I spend, I write my shit down, bro. Don't give a fuck what it is, 15 cents, 30 cents. He said, you write it down. He said, when you start seeing that shit, wrote down how much you're spending, you're a little bit more careful with your shit. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, that's a good way to just kind of keep count of what you're doing. Because you know how cats is. You get money, you just spend. But if you take time and really catalog what you're spending yourself, you'll curtail that shit. That was one of the a good point of wisdom that he put in my ear.
I'm guilty, you know what I'm saying, man. Anytime I get a little extra,
I mean, of course, we all are. But he just was saying, like, you write that shit down and you look at it. You know what I'm saying, and that will slow you down.
Fact.
And like, I guess when people write their calories down, you know what I'm saying, it'll slow you down because you see it. It's different when it's something about seeing stuff with a human being. You know how visual is. When you see it, it makes it real to you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't wait till the end of the day after you've been to the titty bar and been out to eat and you know what I'm saying, been to the baseball game. You can't do all that shit and wait till the end of the day and say, damn, I spent $600 today. Write that shit down right when you spend it. You be like, hold on, let me slow this shit down. So, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of I ain't finna sit there and lie and say that I do that shit every time like what he told me. But what I'm saying is that was a definite wise thing that he told me. But Banner's cool, man. He a cool cat, man.
That's what's up.
He came by my house and personally gave me a copy of the record and a t-shirt. So you know what I'm saying? Pulled up in the David Banner van on it.
That's dope, man. Well,
Banner cool.
So on that note, man, I definitely appreciate you for coming on the pod and sharing stories.
I appreciate you for having me. Oh, speaking of which, I got a song with David Banner on that R&R Legends too. Yeah, I got to finish my verse on there. He sent me I was like, yo, man, I want you to go on this song. The nigga sent me a verse on a beat. So that's how real he is. You know what I'm saying? She's jamming too. So I got to represent hard on that. So let me, Banner, don't worry, boy. I got you. The shit that I got for that shit is ill because I got to finish. He want me to get on the hook with him the way he's doing the hook. It's like a back and forth thing. And then I got to put my verse on there, but it's, stupid. Like the way he busts on that, he busts on that motherfucker too. So y'all don't like that.
When you finish, man, let me hear that. Send that. Now,
I got you.
So yeah, like I was saying though, I appreciate you for sharing your stories, letting us in on your journey, past, present, and future. Definitely look forward definitely look forward to not only just working together again, but just to see what you got going on. Where can the people find you at? How can they book you? And then is there anything you want to promote?
Like I say, we got that R&R Legends coming out, which is me and Esperanza's Rube and Ronnie Legends. We got some more stuff coming out that's in the works that I can't really talk about right now. That's dealing with Dungeon Family. That's gonna be some hot shit that I think cats is gonna love. Look out for that new Goody Mob. If you want to book your boy Big Rube, you can hit me up at Ruben Bailey. That's RubenBailey @gmail.com. You can hit me on Facebook which is Big Rube it's Big Rube DF. Facebook.com/Big Rube DF. On Instagram, it's Big Rube ATL, and on Twitter, it's just at Big Rube. You know what I'm saying? And just holler at your boy. Slide me an email or a DM or whatever. I slide you my number and we go from there.
Bet. Y'all heard it there, and y'all saw it on the YouTube channel. I appreciate you, man, and like I was saying, man, I wish you the best, and definitely keep me posted, and, I'll check in here and there with you and chop it up with you, and hopefully we get something else going.
Yeah, play that Dark Skies and they goddamn Crabs and Barrel for these boys. Let them know how I blessed that album for you.
Absolutely, man. I'll throw that at the end when we do the editing. That way everybody can hear it.
Yeah, so they can say, they're gonna be like, oh, then they can hear your skills, boy. Don't sell them short now. Yeah, Blair, you got that flair. You know what I'm saying? You be killing it.
I appreciate it, man. I definitely. Well, I got 2 albums coming out. I'm doing a double album. One half of it is called "Home of the Brave Slave." The other half is called "Land of the Free Labor." So that's gonna be cool. Right. I'm gonna drop that on Labor Day. And then I'm going to drop another album. I ain't titled it yet, but that one's going to be another double album. And I'm going to slap them with both in 1 year. So I'm going to try it. Not 1 year, but end of the year.
If you need a verse from your boy, you already got my info, so just holler at me.
Oh, yeah. You already know, man. Already.
Most definitely, brother. I appreciate you, man.
No problem, man. Stay up.
All right, Big Rube ATL, SWAT Zone 4 out.